Hello and welcome back. We're going to continue where we left off in the previous video. We have the American Airlines chart open and we're on the daily time frame. So each one of these candles actually stands for one full day's worth of trading. So what I'm going to do is I want to move back into my chart, but we want to be able to place our support and resistance lines, right? So the first thing I want to do is that I want to analyze the movement of this chart right here. So prices move upwards, they come down, they don't go all the way down here. Sellers push the price downwards, there's a upward push, but the buyers are not able to maintain hold around about at that level, and then it just drops drastically all the way down here, which is where buyers come in and they push prices upwards. There is this struggle, it comes back round about to the same level right here, and then it just drops all the way again. So basically this point and this point here are showing that there's a huge decline in prices, which means that sellers are coming in and they're pushing the price downwards. So what does that mean? It means that there is a resistance level somewhere over here. So what I'm going to do is I want to take this horizontal line tool, just going to click on this one right here. Now we've already made this black in color, and we've made the width slightly bolder, and I'm going to go and click right there. Now we can see that this is roughly a it's a good point. It could be slightly above, it could be slightly below. It doesn't really matter that much, and I'm going to give you a tip on how to exactly fine-tune this, but a little later. So prices just come up and they go down. We can verify, we can see that look, this has been happening a couple of times. So at this point we weren't really sure. It came back and then went back to the same level, and then it dropped. So we were pretty sure that okay, this it has happened for a second time, so it is a valid level, and then it comes back up here and then it starts to go down. So we're pretty much sure that there's definitely something going on here. There is a resistance level. And then so this is the point where you actually get out of the stock, or you could just short it and it goes all the way down, and then it doesn't really go back up, and this is the end of the chart. We don't have anything beyond this. Now whenever we're applying support and resistance lines, right, so you basically need to build your chart. So if I want to trade sometime in the future, or maybe let's say in a couple of days, then I want to move back into my chart, and I'm going to do that by pressing or holding down the control key and then pressing the backwards arrow, which is going to move the chart back quickly. Okay, and now you see that my resistance line that we drew is it's gone all the way down here, and we see that it's still valid. You see prices just came down, sellers pushed the price down, but then even in the past buyers still stepped in at this point and they pushed the price upwards. So what I want to do is I want to move through this chart and keep applying the support and resistance lines. What is this going to do for us? Well, it's going to build our chart. It's going to give us all the support and resistance lines, so that any point later on we can just load up our template for that chart, and it's going to be easy for us to trade. Now you can also create a free account on the investing.com website, and then you can just upload this or save the template, and then you can always download it or apply that particular chart. That makes life a little easier. So we're seeing the price moves downwards and it goes up, but we don't have any kind of reference point. It doesn't really go back down for us to confirm whether there is a support around about here or around about there. So I'm going to just wait and just move a little forward, and then we'll see that okay, so this seems like 1, 2, 3 and 4. This seems like a good point for resistance. It is being applied there. Now I could move this slightly higher and about there. And then you can also use the forward arrow key. When you do that, it's just going to move one candle at a time, which is actually very good to learn, because you don't want to see the chart before you make any predictions. Remember that practice is a very important tool. The more practice you get with drawing these support and resistance lines, the more time that you spend on analyzing the charts, the better you are going to get at it. So here again we see price just comes back up to the same level. It's around about at 50, and then let's see what happens. It just breaks through for a little bit and then comes back down. So a few here what happens is that it breaks up again and then comes back down. Now when price reaches this level, right, so traders who have a lot of experience, who've been doing this for a long time, can just take a good profit right about there. They could just short the stock and then come back down. When it comes here, take profit of $1, etc., get out, and then wait for it to come back up, and when it just breaks through, you could just come back down. The important thing that I want you to take out of this is that typically you don't want to buy at this exact level. So resistance is always a level where you want to get out of the market. So if you buy at a lower price, you can sell out at this price here, or if your market allows and if you're into the shorting of stocks, that's up to you, but you could this would be the point where you would sell and try to take profit when prices go downwards. So let's go a bit further. You see the price goes down, and then at this level again, this is pretty close by, right? So we could just we could draw a line here, and this would be a support line. You also see that there's been this slight struggle here, but here it's being confirmed pretty it's pretty strong here that prices went down and buyers stepped in, price went down, buyers stepped in, and it went back up. So sometimes what is going to happen is that you're going to buy at this level right here, okay, because support is always a level where you buy. So when you buy and price goes up over the next 2 weeks, it goes up all the way to your resistance, and you sell out at that point. Now if you notice, price keeps going upwards, it goes up a little bit more, and you're wondering at that time, what did I do? It went from 44 or 43 and a half to 50. I made a very good profit, and then it just went a little bit further up. So basically you had you stayed in the trade for the next couple of days, you could have made $2 or $3 extra on that. But the educated way and the proper way is for you to get out at that resistance level. You need to control your emotions. You need to know how much profit is actually you're going to be taking when you enter into the trade. You can't just keep changing your mind when as prices are moving. So that's one of the main reasons why a lot of traders actually burn up. They make some bad mistakes, some emotional mistakes, and they burn up their account. So this is something that you don't want to do. An educated person is always going to get in on the support level, and he's going to get out at the resistance level. And then we know the prices, they keep going up and they keep going down. We'll have another opportunity. There are so many stocks out there. It doesn't mean that you only have to trade this one stock. You can trade any number. You could be analyzing 10 different stocks charts that you think are worth it or good companies, and then as soon as you get an opportunity, you could get into another trade. So again, so this is another level where you could just come down. You could just sell out. If it retraces, you could just come back and sell and buy. So this is, again, you see prices gone way down. So you could wait for a little bit further, a downward move, or you could just buy at that level and wait for prices to move upwards. Now as we move through our chart, right, so our point here is actually to set up some support and resistance lines. So this line right here, let's just let's make it right about there. So we have another resistance level, and now when we move forward, we see prices going down. And so I'm going to zoom out a bit to see whether I already have. So I have a we have our original resistance here, and see what happens is that price goes back upwards to this. It acts like a resistance and then it comes back down. And this was that point where we had no reference, right, just in this earlier in this video. Let's see if we have something that we could draw a line on. No. So at this point we can see 1 2 3 around about at the 30 level. There's another level of support, so I'm going to draw one right there. You can just zoom in, and then let's just go forward. Okay, all right, so this here, right, so this low here and this low here, this corresponds to it's basically the same level. So I'm going to draw another one round about at 25, slightly higher, right about there. Yes, so this is also now verified as a level of support, and this is where you would want to buy. It goes up, you get out, it comes back down, so you want to buy again, and it goes back up. And so we come to the end of our chart. Now we can zoom out and we can see that there are so many levels of support and resistance that we've placed, and this is basically how we can use this information to make our trades in the near future. So now if you go back to the very beginning just of this video, we have no idea whether we want to buy or we want to sell. So at this point we can see that price went up to the resistance level, it broke the resistance slightly, came back downwards, buyers came in, this support this resistance level acted as support and pushed the price upwards, but then buyers managed to push it downwards. So it's right there, and it's at 29, around about 29.52, and so this is not really a good price to buy at the moment. You want to wait till it comes back down to the 25 level, and then it should move upwards. And then when you have far more experience, you can just use a retracement of this at a specific point, looking at some other indicators as well. So this is how we draw support and resistance lines and we analyze the charts. Now I'm going to be putting up a number of other examples for this. I'm going to run you through some charts, etc. And the more practice you get, it's going to get much easier. But this is the basis, the very basic information for technical analysis, and if you can master this, this is the key to success. There is nothing else. This is the most important thing. Everything else that you're going to learn is going to be built upon this, because support and resistance works with indicators, it works on strategies, it works with individual candlesticks, it works on Fibonacci's, it works on so this is basically what I'm trying to say, is that you need to master this. If you can do this, everything else is a piece of cake. Now I urge you to put your questions into the comment section. I will try to reply as soon as I can, and if you have any problems, you can even you can put up some charts as well, and I'll take a look and I'll tell you where you're going wrong. And I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next video.